A very pleasant good night, my beloved brothers and sisters in Christ and outside the body of Christ. Well, once again, this is your Christian brother Eric Braxton speaking to you all from his beloved country, the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, in the month of August 2024. In the month of August 2024, coming to you all from my beloved country, the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, in the West Indies, in the Caribbean. From my current location where I'm recording this video, Grapo River Road, Point 410. Once again, Grapo River Road, Point 410, in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Now, I heard my dear brother, Ubik Angels, from Zimbabwe on the African continent. Prophet Ubik Angels from Zimbabwe and from the African continent, in his teaching, in his preaching, before a wide audience on YouTube, who are listening to him from around the globe, around the world. And two members of his church, I don't know if they're pastors or prophet, one on the left, one on his right, sit down, and he in the midst of them, deliberating in his deliberation. And the topic of the topic on what he was speaking about, or the title, the origin of God, where God came from. And he talked about the physical world, and he talked about the world that is out there, the spirit world, or whatever other worlds he mentioned. I decided to step forward and put in my 2 cents in the matter. I know many people will like me stepping in and putting my 2 cents in the matter. They will say, Eric Braxton, you stay on the fence and sit down and don't have no part in that. Eric Braxton, you remain there on the seat where you are sitting, whether it be in the park or at my private home or where I am. You just stay there and be silent and allow Ubik Angels to talk his talk. And you don't say anything. Just listen and be silent. I have listened to what all these people say, just examples, and I decided all what they are telling me is totally wrong. So I decided I haven't bothered to take them on. I decided to step in the matter and give my take about it, and that's exactly what I'm doing in this video, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Ubik Angels talk about where God come from, the origin of God. I've listened to him. I will revisit the video and listen to the video in its entirety from the beginning to the end once again. But my take on the matter is this. My dear friend, African brother, Ubik Angels from the African country Zimbabwe, I want you to know there is no origin when coming to God. That the God of the Bible, the Holy One of Israel, the mighty God of Jacob, Christ and the Father, both of them have no origin. They always existed. Because you of yourself say God is an uncreator. He's an uncreated being. He's the uncreator. Which means you are saying he's an uncreated being. And you are total 100% right concerning that. So then, where origin come about when you of yourself say God is an uncreated being, the uncreator, the one who creates, he's uncreated, he's an uncreated being, and you're still talking about origin? The origin, there's no place for origin. When you know God is an uncreated being, There is no room for origin. So I don't know why you have brought up the topic and talk about the origin of God. There is no origin about God. God always existed from eternity to eternity. I know that you is an educated friend because I'm an educated man because I've been listening to you over the years. And I don't know if you is an academic, but if you is one, or whether you is not one, I know that you have a certain level of education from primary school, secondary, or college in your country, Zimbabwe, right? I do not know that officially, but I suspect that, my dear friend, because that's how you talk. I know that you are educated and you went to school. So, physically, I know that you are educated in the context of schooling. We'll leave that for there, my dear friend. So, you make angels as I reach out to you with my Christian right hand of fellowship and to give my take concerning that matter that you have raised in the public domain about the origin of God. Because that is the title of the video. I have looked at it very carefully, with my two eyes. And I've seen the title of the video. There is no origin with God. There is origin with God in the context that God have originate things and bring things into existence, which is his creation. But God has been originate from nowhere because God is always in existence. And you ask the topic, where God come from? My dear friend, African brother, you make angels. God haven't come from nowhere. God was always there in existence. So whether it's physical world or spirit world, God always there. I want you to know that. Right? I want you to know that. Physical or spiritual, he always existed from eternity. You haven't gone in deep into the topic because I'm watching you and I do not want the people to believe that I am trying to exalt myself against my dear African brother, you make angels. But he is dealing with the matter. I have decided to go in the matter deeper than him and deal with it. Yes. Well, Ubek Angels is talking about the matter. Honestly speaking, he's not on the shore. He's in the waters. But I have swum out further than he in this topic. And I'm going in the depth. I have bypassed sea. In other words, he is close to the shore, but not in the water. Not in the shore, but in the water. At a certain level, his knee height. I have gone in the depths of the matter. I have gone down about a mile out or 2 miles out in the ocean, down to deal with this matter. Why he's out there, his water at his knee level, not even his neck, not even his chest, but over his knee. At the level he's dealing with, I have gone deeper than that, ladies and gentlemen. But this is not to exalt myself over here in any way, no. That's the fact of the matter. So I want all on country to understand that across the board. Right. So I'm not exalting myself in any way in this video against no one. Have I made myself crystal clear to one and all? Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, throughout the international community, and especially in Zimbabwe, where I want to see this video, and all over the world. Now, God haven't come from nowhere. He was always there. Whether physical world or spiritual world, He is always there. The Creator God, God and the Father, because both of them is one. And God have originate things, bring things into existence, create the wonderful angels, the universe, and everything that He have created in heaven and earth for His own and His glory, as we read in the book of Genesis, because He's the Creator. And basically that's it. Basically that's it. The things that, and you make angels was using the term, he say, God have created things. So the things that God create have had to come from some way. Well, the things that God create, you make angels, come from God. God created the moon. The moon did not always exist, but God created the moon. So the moon come from God. But God haven't come from no moon. It is God who created the moon because He's the creator. So the moon did not always exist. God created the moon. Right? So the origin of the moon come from the creator God, this uncreated being, Christ and the Father, because He's the creator. But God have come from no moon, because no moon have created God. God created the moon. So the moon have an origin. The moon have a beginning. The moon is the handiworks of God. The moon is the creation of God. The moon did not always exist. God created the moon. And that applies to all the planets, all the stars in the galaxies, and all the Milky Way. And the angels, where all the angels come from? God created the angels. The old angels did not exist. God came from no angels, but all the angels came from God. So there's the origination of the angels that God create and bring all the angels into existence because God created the angels. Right? So there's no origin with God, and God was always there. And where God come from? God was always there. And you say that God come from a location. Well, there's no location. Neither, my dear friend. You make angels. You expect Eric Braxton to use stupidity and absurdity and ridiculousness to say that God came from the east, that God came from the west, that God came from the north, and God came from the south. God did not came from no east, no west, no north, and no south. God was always in existence. Because a matter of fact, my dear friend, in the Psalms, it plainly says God created the east, the west, the north, and the south. So before God created east, west, north, and south, in the Psalms of David, was there any east, west, and north, and south? There was no east, west, north, and south. But God was always there throughout eternity and eternity. Yes, read it in the Psalms. It is right in the Psalms where it says God created the east, west, north, and south. So when God did not create no east, west, and south, He did not come from no location. God was always there. From eternity. Whether in the physical world or the spirit world, He was always there. I want you to know, my dear friend. And whether there was no spirit world, God was there. And if the spirit world have a beginning, it is He who brings the spirit world into creation. And whether the physical world have a beginning, it is He who brings the physical world into creation. He created them all, my dear friend. So God was always there in existence from eternity, both Christ and the Father, these two uncreated beings. So I want you to know that, my dear friend. And I want you to know that there is no origin with God. And God did not come from nowhere. He was always there. Both Christ and the Father, from eternity to eternity. That's the matter. That's the hardcore facts. And a lot of people will have to swallow this truth like a bitter pill, like a bitter medicine. They want to take the medicine, but the doctor say you only have to take it. You open the mouth, it throw down. It was bitter, but after these, it started to work. And the cough, it started to vomit out the cough. And you know the person is telling, the smell of that medicine, I didn't want to take it. But look how I'm benefiting from that medicine tremendously. Look how much cough I'm letting out. Before, I could not speak. My voice is heavy. Now, it is clearing up. I'm coughing out the cough or whatsoever. And I'm clear. I can speak more clearly now. You see? But to take that medicine, you didn't want it. It is good. So this truth, it will be a bitter pill for many. You understand? But I want you all to swallow it down. Swallow it down. And the misunderstanding that you all have, that will clear it up. And you all have a clear-cut understanding now. What I'm telling you all in this video, that there is no origin with God. And God did not come from nowhere. He was always there from eternity and eternity. So this is my message to UBK angels, my dear brother, from on the continent, African continent, Zimbabwe, as I reach out to him with my Christian writer and fellowship, explaining this to UBK angels and to all and sundry across the board, to mankind, the children of men, everywhere. Yes. Where Eric Braxton is getting that? From the Holy Scriptures, the words of God. From the Holy Scriptures, the words of God. From the Holy Scriptures, the words of God. My dear friend. You see? So God is always there. He did not come from nowhere. And there is no origin with God. Because He is from eternity to eternity and eternity, always there. He's an uncreated being, both Christ and the Father. That was always there. And He had come from no location to say He come from east, west, north, or south. Yeah. He was always there. That's the facts of the matter, boys and girls. That's the facts of the matter. I hope you all understand that. That's the facts of the matter. Right? And I want you to know that, you wake angels. So brothers and sisters, as I bring the curtain down to this video in a short while, a few minutes from now, anyone who's a close friend, colleagues, friend, acquaintance with you wake angels, who will see this video before you wake angels, and any member of his congregation on the continent, on the African continent of Zimbabwe, who see this video when I post it before you wake angels, contact him immediately and let him know that Eric Braxton from the Republic of Trinidad have recorded video in response to his video, an urgent message where he will go to my YouTube account and watch this video and listen to a very important message that I've recorded in this video to explain that to him and the depths I have gone into it that he did not went in. But he was mainly not on the seashore, but close to the seashore with the water that's over his knees. Whilst I have gone 3 or 4 miles out in the ocean and below into the water, the depths, to explain this video to him and to all and sundry across the board. And I hope that he will appreciate all what I have said in this video. That the Holy One of Israel, the mighty God of Jacob, God the Father and Jesus Christ, was always in existence. And He haven't come from no east, no west, no south. And God haven't come from no location to say He come from east, west, north, and south. And God haven't originated from nowhere. He was always there from eternity. The origin of the universe, the origin of mankind and animals, and the stars and Him come from Him because He created these things, bring these things into existence, His creation. But the Creator have no origin and have no beginning, and He was always in existence. Yeah. And whether there was spirit world, He bring it into existence. Whether there was no spirit world, He created the spirit world and bring it in existence. And whether there was a time there was no physical world, we see, well, He created physical world God bring the physical world into existence. Right? All these things came from God. All these things are His creation. And I want you to know that. I want you to know that, my dear African brother, you make angels. Very important that you understand that. All and sundry across the border. Right? So, I will leave it there. I will leave it there, my dear friend. I will leave it there, my dear friend. I will leave it there. So I'll hold up at this juncture, brothers and sisters, at this junction, that God is always in existence. There's no beginning with God. There's no origin with God. And God hasn't come from nowhere. He was always there from eternity to eternity to eternity. And He will always be there from eternity to eternity. And God hasn't come from no east, no west, or no south. Because the Bible says in the Psalms, it is God who created east, west, north, and south. So when there was no east, west, and south, did He come from a geographical location? The answer is no. He was always there in existence. And that is baffling our minds? Yeah, but that's the facts of the matter. That's the facts of the matter. He was always there in existence from eternity to eternity. This uncreated being, our Creator God, God the Father and Jesus Christ. These two uncreated beings. That's the facts of the matter, ladies and gentlemen. That's the facts of the matter. Right? So, brothers and sisters, we'll hold up there this time. So, may God help you all to understand everything that I've said in this video. Right? May God help you all to come to that understanding. And the only one to give you all that understanding is God Himself. And you all will read it in the scriptures for yourself, the passage of the scriptures. And the Bible will show you that God is eternal, from everlasting and everlasting, and the creation came from God. The Bible will show you all that. Right? The Bible will show you all these things. So bye-bye, my friends. Shalom, peace. See you all in the next video. Bye-bye, my friends.